Hi everyone, it's Savannah with HealthTeam Advantage. Today we're going to be making such an easy meal. We're going to be doing a sheet pan veggies and steak meal. This should only take you long enough to boil some potatoes, which will take about 10 minutes, and then to broil our veggies and our steak in the oven for about 10 minutes. So this is going to be a really easy meal that is going to use minimal dishes. You can shove in the oven, put it on broil, and then have it done in no time. You can substitute steak for any meat that you like. You could do chicken, you could do shrimp, you could do whatever. Just make sure that if you are choosing a different meat, that you are cooking it to a good internal temperature. I really like the meat thermometers that you can get from Amazon or Walmart for about 10 bucks. That way you know that your meat is done to either the safety or the likeness that you like. So today I have some potatoes, just mini medley potatoes in a bag. I literally just have 4 ingredients here, so very easy. I have some mini potatoes, and I got the tri-colored ones because, you know, the more colors you can have in your diet, the better. I have some asparagus because I prefer that, but you can do broccoli, you could do carrots, you could do a bunch of different things, but I really like asparagus, so that's what I'm using today. And then I have these tomatoes to add some juiciness and some flavor to our dish as well. And then obviously I'm going to have about 2 pounds of steak. This is one of the leaner cuts that you can get. So this is a sirloin filet. And I got these on manager special, as you can see. So I got the cheaper ones. You can get whichever meat you like. Again, with any red meat, you're going to want to make sure that you're getting the lower fat content of these instead of something like a ribeye or something with a lot of fat in it. So we can make sure that your cholesterol is staying in check and your blood pressure and all that good stuff. So again, if you're using red meat, just be conscious of the red meat that you're using. Okay, so I have some water boiling back behind me over here. I'm going to wash these potatoes. I'm going to salt the water that my potatoes are going to go in, and I'm going to boil these for about 12 to 15 minutes until they get fork tender. At that point, I can put them on my sheet pan with the rest of my veggies, and this is really the only thing that you have to cook prior to putting it in the oven. Everything else you just get to shove in the oven and let it do its thing. So 12 to 15 minutes for our potatoes until they're fork tender, and then we're going to take them out. While everything's cooking in the oven, I just want to talk really quickly about the different types of meat, specifically red meat, when it comes to incorporating it into your diet. So most of the meat that you eat should be lean meat that is not red meat. Red meat can be incorporated from time to time, most of the time not on a weekly basis, hopefully. But again, if you are eating red meat on a weekly basis, you want to make sure that it's a lean meat. So again, something like sirloin or filet is going to be much more lean than something like a ribeye or things like that. You'd also want to look at the fat content of any ground beef that you get. So if you get ground beef, make sure it's like at least 93, 92, 93% non-fat, and then really 97% is going to be the best. And you can always opt for ground turkey, ground chicken if you want to make a burger or something like that. So I would say most of the time, definitely opt for things that are not red meat, but red meat does have some health benefits and great nutrition in it as well. Just make sure that you're eating it in moderation. After about 5 minutes, my steak is now at the point where I want to turn it. I'm going to kind of turn the vegetables as well. So the high setting on my broiler was exactly where I needed it. And again, it took about 5 minutes. So I'm going to flip these really fast and we'll see what the finished product looks like. I'm going to go for about 5 to 7 more minutes on the steak and veggies. So as you can see, we have our steak and veggie sheet pan meal now done. It only took 10 minutes, not including the time it took to roast the potatoes, but yeah, everything looks fantastic. The steak is cooked perfectly, and I am going to let the steak sit for a bit. Probably about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, talk about a week-long meal prep. This is hefty. This was a lot of steak for just 12 bucks, and then the veggies and everything else only cost $20. So this is $20 could easily feed you at least 5 meals, and you can always freeze this if you don't eat it all. So this is a great way to meal prep, just shoving something in the oven and then calling it done. Again, steak is really good here. You got a bunch of veggies. This is a really great lunch or dinner that you and your family can eat. I hope you try out this recipe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.